Amaka Intellectual Factory, where I host podcasts and many other interesting stuff. So just as promised in my previous video, I'm still gonna be breaking down this video that the Ukrainian woman that I covered put out a few days ago, or about a week ago, or some time ago. And she still is talking about the Christian nationalists. And so what's going to happen is, unlike the last time when I played her video at the end of my video, I'm going to be playing it at the start of this video and then breaking it down afterwards. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the video clip that I'm going to be posting up is a little bit long. It's about 13 minutes of her talking about Christian nationalists and just giving her opinion and everything, you know? So, let me play her video and I'll be right back to break it down.
What have we done since the beginning of this administration? So I'm just showing y'all where this is making me real nervous, because this man is basically like Project 2025, but worse. I'm sure it's that Project Esther that y'all are talking about. And yeah, every day gets worse, and I know it seems absolutely just, terrifying and hopeless, but my thing is, like, I don't think we have to care. Like, I don't think as women, like, I don't think there's any way that they can actually force this without, like, really... They'd have to pull out all the stops, and I mean all the stops, out of the government in order to enforce anything like this. And last I heard, they were actually hiring more IRS agents, so I don't know. But yeah, strap up, exactly, MJ. And yeah, they would be shooting themselves in the foot. I totally agree. Not that they care about that, but yeah. Can you share what your beliefs are? Are you spiritual? Kind of, but not really. Yeah, they are planning to destroy millions of dollars of birth control. And that's all part of this agenda, that women are just vessels for men's children, for more people. Women are the kind of people that people come out of, like... Shooting in the foot, how? Well, they're basically coming out there and saying that they don't want freedom. My thing is, Christianity is supposed to be based on the cornerstone of Christianity is that you have a personal relationship with Christ. Thank you, Mona Lisa. So, like, forcing it on people doesn't work. Like, even if you listen to, how Jesus talks about things, like, he would not be okay with that. The only problem is that in the Old Testament, they literally were doing that. Like, that's why they were killing off the men, and they were, like, only allowing young virgin girls to enter their camps because, A, that produces more people. Like, you can't kill the women because women are the invaluable resource. Like, to God, men are disposable. To God doesn't give a fuck about men or, just like killing, like mowing them down. He literally said, you will smash their baby boys, their babies, against the rocks. And so women are kept as booty, like literal, like spoils of war. Why am I saying all this? Oh, because, yeah, this is literally what the Old Testament allows men to do. Like, to just literally, like, unalive other men, take young, impressionable, still moldable girls into the camp, basically F them, hopefully get them pregnant, and then raise those children with indoctrination in mind. Like, that's really the only way to make all nations, like, Christian. Because other than that, people have their own beliefs. People want to believe what they want to believe. And that's why there's going to be, like, the witch hunts. That's why there's going to be the, like, demonizing of older women that are, like, saying stuff about this, and that's just how it's going to go. They're going to try to silence as many people as they can. Like I said, in the USSR, you used to literally just be executed for like disagreeing, and neighbors would spy on each other and report wrongdoing to the government, wrongthink to the government. They would report criticism of the government to the government, and then the government would come and take you out back. And that's because people did not take a big fat orange Yahtzee out back before all of this happened. Yeah, we saw that in COVID. Yeah, I know, and I hate to say it, but like, yeah, that's kind of what, it just sucks that every time, like, everything can be used for like good or bad, right? And it's very easy to go back and like paint the COVID safety measures as like some kind of government, like, you know, overreach or control. And I wouldn't necessarily argue with that it was a governmental like overreach and that it was control, and that it could have been like definitely and has been used to sort of like manufactured consent. But at the same time, it's also science. Like, it's also like, if you get a vaccine, like, there's a reason why we have several diseases. Like, we had them almost eradicated. Like, we had polio almost eradicated. We had chickenpox, you know, all of these things almost eradicated. And instead, like, all these people are going to be bitching about the COVID measures and everything like that. Guess what? They're going to be the first ones to do. Use those exact measures to figure out who's Christian and who isn't. And who needs to go to like a mind re-education camp until you believe in God. Because once again, this used to happen in the USSR, but the other way around. And I would say, yes, they force religion because it's for control. But in other countries like the USSR, it was actually eradicating religion and using science as the basis of control. And like no God, you know what I mean? There's no God except the government. Because sometimes, like, when people have the afterlife in mind, it's easier for them to like rise up and, you know, do something. And so it really doesn't even matter. Like, they'll use anything to control people. But yeah, so he says things like, because of the growth of feminism in our culture generally, women have risen to positions of influence in our civil realm. While the Bible does not prohibit women in civil leadership per se, the instance of Deborah comes to mind, the Bible does say that when feminine leadership is common, it should be reckoned not as a blessing, but as a curse. And this is from his book, Federal Husband. Yeah, there you go. Talos says women's abortions, divorces, and promiscuity is coming to an end. Like, I'm telling y'all, these people are out here. They're amongst us. And they're just walking around, like, repeating these dumb things, you know, like a bunch of zombies. Die. You sound stupid as fuck. Yeah, imagine the other content he sees. Like, I don't even know how he fucking landed here. It's scary that people are believing this stuff for sure, but just know that the only people who do believe this stuff are incredibly insecure. And so all you really have to do is just like not be scared of them, because that's what they want. They want to elicit a reaction. But when you really listen to them, they're both stupid and like evil for evil's sake. Like, I cannot imagine, other than you wanting something bad to happen to a child, I could never imagine marrying off a convicted, fixated PDF file to a young woman who is like, you give your blessing, right, Pastor? And he says yes. There's no world in which that is not an evil thing to do. And this man's over here talking about Trump missed the mark on the Epstein thing. Like, he really let us down. Like, why do you care? You literally oversaw the marriage of a PDF file to a young woman that he impregnated and then molested that child too, and can now only see the child under supervision. Mind you, he was molesting kids while their parents were home and awake. That's how bold and brazen this man was. He was sentenced to life in prison and he got out in a year. Probably because people like this lobbied for him and sent letters and stuff like that. So after reading Deuteronomy 11, I saw nothing condoning rape. Okay, we can read it together. So this is what it says about marrying a captive woman. When you go to war against your enemies and the Lord your God delivers them into your hands and you take captives, if you notice among the captives a beautiful woman and are attracted to her, you may take her as your wife. That already implies rape, because it's like, take her as your wife. Like, there's no consent there. You know what I mean? Bring her into your home and have her shave her head, trim her nails, and put aside the clothes she was wearing when captured. So strip her of her identity entirely. After she has lived in your house and mourned her father and mother for a full month, then you may go to her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. If you are not pleased with her, let her go wherever she wishes. You must not sell her or treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her. So even God the man believes that sex with men dishonors a woman. So that's weird. Doesn't say ask her father's hand in marriage. Well, that's because they killed her father. Yeah, women, children, and the earth are just objects to be used and abused at their will in these men's eye. And I think that's what it comes back to. And that's why they just want to like entrench this Christian nationalism, because they think it's going to be like good for capitalism. Is this a new Bible? It doesn't matter. What do you mean? A new Bible? This has always been in the Bible. Yeah, these are the protectors. I mean, God the protector of women and children. Like, it's not KJV. I can read it in KJV. It'll say the same thing. I think I actually did earlier, but here. Yeah, that's what I read it in earlier, and it still said the same exact thing. But if women can't work, wouldn't capitalism be greatly damaged? Maybe not if AI takes a bunch of jobs. No, that's going to happen. So they're already trying to get out ahead of the curve. But yeah, women have always worked. Women just will no longer get paid for their work, and they will be forced, right, to be the thing that men conquer, colonize, and plant in. That's the goal. The goal is to cure the male loneliness epidemic by giving every man a wife so that men can lead them off a cliff. Like, this man just wants to see chaos and destruction happen. And I think Trump is the same. I think everything they touch turns to dust and shit. And the only thing that Trump actually hasn't run into the ground and into bankruptcy is an entire country. And now here's his chance. I'm telling you, these men do not want to see people prosper. They want to cause chaos and watch it unfold. They are the devil that they preach against. They are the demons that they preach against. They're obsessed with smecks. They're obsessed with people's private parts, because they are not free to do what they want to do with their private parts. Because let me read.
So before I break down her video, I want to apologize for any noise you hear in the background. And the reason is because, like I said in my previous video, I'm no longer going to be transcribing my videos and then producing it. What I'm just going to do is I'll just take down some points and then work off of my points. And